With a starting price of $199 and a beefed up version for $299, they may be onto something. Asus hopes to break into the US smartphone market by appealing to the budget-minded but spec-conscious buyer. I'm Toby with Portable Tech Review, and this is our look at the Zenfone 2 by Asus. If $199 or $299 doesn't sound like a budget smartphone to you, then you probably get your phone from your carrier, sign a contract, and have never had to replace one without warranty. Truth is, that flagship phone you may be carrying likely costs double or even triple the cost of the Zenfone 2. What Asus has done here is largely overcome the biggest problem with budget smartphones, that being compromise. Let's start by running down the specs. For $299, you get 64 gigs of internal storage, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 2.3 GHz quad-core Intel Atom processor. Slice that down to 16 gigs, 2 gigs, and 1.8 GHz respectively, and you'll also shave $100 off the price. And we have the $299 version here, but beyond those differences, both phones are the same. Zen UI over Lollipop on a 1080p 5.5-inch IPS display. With Gorilla Glass 3, that could be brighter, but it does give you color and temperature control and good viewing angles. Cameras come in at 13 megapixel with a dual flash on the back and a 5 megapixel on the selfie side. Both take pretty decent pictures, and 1080p video from the primary being surprisingly good in good lighting. A removable back cover reveals a non-removable 3000 mAh battery, dual SIM support, and a micro SD card expansion slot. Now the SIM 2 does only support voice. It does not support 3G or 4G or LTE services, but it does give you that option if you are in an area where you need to carry a second phone for phone calls or a different carrier because of the lack of service. So what about build quality, materials, and in-hand feel? Well, it's not the thinnest phone, with 10.9 millimeters at its thickest point. But it is pretty attractive and has a premium-ish feel at least, especially in the red. Now it's a handful, but you would expect that from a 5.5-inch phone. Even though Asus calls it a 5.5-inch phone in a 5-inch body, I would have to disagree with that one. Other reviewers have had problems with the lock button on the top. While I will say it's not the most convenient location, I rarely use it anyway with the double tap to turn it on or to lock it. I like having the volume buttons on the back, which definitely adds a sense of LG to the look. All things considered, for the exterior of a phone, design, style, and in-hand feel, I would give it about an 8 out of 10. I personally hate phones that have that smudgy or fingerprinty back, and you really don't get that here. Now, something else you may have seen in other reviews is the speaker grill looks nice and goes all the way across the bottom of the phone, but the speaker doesn't. It's in one corner here, and while it's serviceable, it's certainly nothing outstanding. Asus branding is attractive and subtle, but it does catch people's attention who don't know about Asus as a smartphone manufacturer. There is an LED notification light here on the front next to the camera, and the capacitive buttons across the bottom that do not light up, unfortunately. Now, another area where Asus has been able to overcome compromise is with the software. Assuming, of course, compromise means lack of features. If you're looking for the pure Android experience, this is probably not the one for you. Stepping inside, we find Zen UI to be very rich with features and also a bit heavy on the bloatware, something most unlocked phones lack. While many of the apps can be removed, the excellent feature set of the Zen UI outweighs the irritation of the extra software. Now, some of my favorite customizations include Zen Motion, includes touch gestures, including the double tap to bring the screen on and turn it off. And you can also draw different letters on the screen to automatically launch certain apps. Go ahead, W to go to the web browser. I've set it for Chrome. Or a C to go straight into the camera app. Those are also fully customizable. You can launch whichever app works best for you. There's also a one-handed mode that you're actually able to turn off and on with a double tap of the home button. Not only is it movable, left or right, whatever works best for you, you get on-screen buttons, which makes it even easier to use. And a double tap of the on-screen or the capacitive buttons takes you back to full screen mode. You can also customize the recent apps key to allow tap and hold to perform screen capture. One of the easiest ways to do screen capture I've ever seen on a phone. Hold the home button down and then swipe up to go to Google Now is also very convenient. While a simple swipe up on the screen takes you to Manage Home, which gives you another set of cool features such as themes, scroll effects, and icon packs. There aren't that many themes, but you can download others, such as one of my favorites, Iron. Now, another nice feature with the phone being rather tall, you can actually swipe down from anywhere to pull down notifications and swipe again to bring down your quick launch, which includes a brightness control. That avoids the need to reach up to that power button that seems to be poorly located. And let's not forget about the quick charger. That is included and gets you 60% in about 40 minutes, and it really does. The 3000 milliamp battery got me about 5 hours of screen on time watching videos, surfing, and gaming. Speaking of performance, I did run a 3D Mark iStorm Unlimited that came with a 20,116, which is an excellent score. But ultimately what counts is the phone did everything I asked of it, and it did it well. I used Bluetooth streaming a lot with the phone, and I found something amazing with the Zenfone 2. Every time I got in a car, it not only paired very fast, it always, and I mean always, picked up where I left off using iHeartRadio. Every single other phone I've ever used would fail this test at least part of the time. Is it the magic of 4 gigs of RAM? Whatever it is, this phone was amazing how well everything worked. The only blip, if you will, is occasionally I would double tap to wake and it just didn't work. It happened maybe 3 or 4 times. Asus has done its homework and hit a home run with the Zenfone 2, at least in the $299 version. I've got a feeling the 4 gigs of RAM really is key for some of the phone's ability to just do everything right.